Trauma. It's a word we hear often, but its true meaning can be elusive. Trauma is not just about experiencing a single terrible event, it's about the lasting impact that event has on our minds and bodies. In this video, we will explore the complexities of trauma, its various forms, and its profound effects on individuals. We will delve into the science behind trauma, examining how it affects our brains and bodies. We will also hear the stories of those who have lived through trauma, understanding how it has shaped their lives. This journey will lead us to explore pathways to healing and recovery, offering hope and resources for those impacted by trauma. Trauma can manifest in various ways, each leaving its own indelible mark on an individual. It's crucial to recognize that trauma is not defined by the event itself, but by the individual's response to it. What one person may perceive as traumatic, another might not. Physical trauma encompasses injuries to the body resulting from accidents, violence, or abuse. These wounds are often visible, demanding immediate medical attention. Yet, the invisible scars of emotional and psychological trauma can be equally, if not more, debilitating. Emotional trauma stems from experiences that overwhelm our ability to cope, leaving us feeling helpless, terrified, or overwhelmed. This can result from witnessing violence, experiencing a natural disaster, or enduring emotional abuse. The wounds of emotional trauma may not be visible, but they run deep, impacting our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Psychological trauma, often intertwined with emotional trauma, affects our cognitive and emotional processing. It can manifest as intrusive thoughts, nightmares, flashbacks, anxiety, depression, and difficulty trusting others. Trauma's impact extends far beyond the initial event, affecting both mental and physical health. It disrupts sleep, appetite, and relationships. Understanding this connection is crucial. Trauma alters brain chemistry, impacting emotional regulation and stress response. This leads to heightened arousal and reactivity. Anxiety and panic attacks are common. The body also bears trauma's brunt. Chronic pain and digestive issues often linked to past trauma. Addressing trauma holistically is essential. The Adverse Childhood Experiences (ACEs) study has revolutionized our understanding of trauma's long-term impact. This groundbreaking research revealed a strong correlation between traumatic experiences in childhood and a range of health and social problems later in life. ACEs encompass various forms of adversity experienced before the age of 18, including abuse, neglect, and household dysfunction. These experiences can have a profound and lasting impact on a child's developing brain and body, increasing their vulnerability to physical and mental health issues in adulthood. The ACEs study underscores the importance of addressing childhood trauma. By recognizing and mitigating the effects of early adversity, we can break the cycle of trauma and foster resilience in future generations. Section 5. Unpacking the ACEs. Study 10 categories of early adversity. The ACEs study identifies 10 specific categories of adverse childhood experiences, each carrying its own weight and potential for long-term consequences. These categories are physical abuse, being physically harmed by a parent, caregiver, or other adult; sexual abuse, experiencing any form of sexual contact or exploitation by someone older or in a position of power; emotional abuse, being subjected to constant criticism, humiliation, or rejection by a parent or caregiver; physical neglect, experiencing deprivation of basic physical needs such as food, shelter, or hygiene; emotional neglect, lacking emotional support, affection, or attention from caregivers; household mental illness, living with a family member struggling with mental health issues like depression, anxiety, or substance abuse; household substance abuse, witnessing or being impacted by a family member's substance use disorder; domestic violence, witnessing or experiencing violence between parents or caregivers; parental separation or divorce, experiencing the separation or divorce of parents; incarcerated household member, having a parent or guardian who's incarcerated. Section 6. The long shadow of ACEs' health and social consequences. The ACEs study revealed a dose-response relationship between the number of ACEs experienced and the likelihood of developing various health and social problems later in life. This means that the more ACEs a person has experienced, the higher their risk for negative outcomes. Individuals with high ACE scores are more likely to experience mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and PTSD. They are also at increased risk for substance abuse, heart disease, cancer, and even early mortality. Furthermore, ACEs can impact social outcomes, increasing the likelihood of experiencing difficulties in school, forming healthy relationships, and maintaining stable employment. This emphasizes the far-reaching consequences of childhood adversity, extending beyond individual well-being to impact society as a whole. Section 7. Navigating the aftermath coping mechanisms for trauma survivors. While the effects of trauma can be profound and long-lasting, it's essential to remember that healing is possible. Developing healthy coping mechanisms is a crucial step in navigating the aftermath of trauma and reclaiming a sense of agency. Grounding techniques such as focusing on the five senses or deep breathing exercises can help regulate overwhelming emotions and bring individuals back to the present moment. Mindfulness practices such as meditation or yoga can foster a sense of calm and self-awareness, promoting emotional regulation. Engaging in creative outlets like art or music or writing can provide a safe space for processing emotions and expressing oneself non-verbally. Connecting with others through support groups or therapy can combat feelings of isolation and provide a sense of community and understanding. Section 8. The Path to Healing. Therapeutic approaches for trauma. Seeking professional help is often essential in addressing the complex and deeply rooted effects of trauma. Various therapeutic approaches have proven effective in helping individuals process their trauma, develop coping mechanisms, and move towards healing. Trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, or TFCBT, helps individuals identify and challenge negative thought patterns and beliefs that stem from their trauma. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, known as EMDR, uses bilateral stimulation such as eye movements to process traumatic memories and reduce their emotional intensity. Somatic experiencing focuses on the body's physiological responses to trauma, helping individuals release trapped energy and regulate their nervous system. This approach recognizes the interconnectedness of mind and body in trauma recovery. Choosing the right therapeutic approach is a personal decision, and it's essential to find a therapist who specializes in trauma and creates a safe and supportive environment for healing. Section 9. Stories of resilience triumph over trauma. Despite the challenges, many individuals who've experienced trauma demonstrate remarkable resilience, overcoming adversity and leading fulfilling lives. Their stories offer hope and inspiration, reminding us that healing is possible even in the face of profound pain. Consider the story of Malala Yousafzai, who, after being shot by the Taliban for advocating for girls' education, continued her fight for human rights, becoming a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. Her story embodies the power of the human spirit to overcome trauma and channel adversity into a force for good. These stories of resilience highlight the inherent strength within each of us. They remind us that while trauma may leave its mark, it does not define us. We have the power to heal, grow, and create a brighter future for ourselves and others. Section 10. A beacon of hope, emphasizing healing and post-traumatic growth. The journey of healing from trauma is not about forgetting or erasing the past. It's about integrating it into our life story in a way that allows us to move forward with strength and resilience. This process can lead to post-traumatic growth, where individuals emerge from adversity with a newfound appreciation for life, stronger relationships, and a greater sense of purpose. Healing from trauma is a process, not a destination. It takes time, patience, and self-compassion. It's essential to celebrate small victories along the way, acknowledging the strength and courage it takes to face our pain and choose healing. Section 11. Breaking the silence, seeking help and supporting survivors. Breaking the silence surrounding trauma is crucial in creating a culture of support and understanding. By fostering open conversations about mental health, we can reduce stigma and encourage individuals to seek the help they need. If you or someone you know is struggling with the effects of trauma, please know that you are not alone. There are resources available to help. Reaching out to a therapist, joining a support group, or confined or family member are all important steps towards healing. Remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. By breaking the silence and reaching out for support, we can begin to heal the wounds of trauma and create a world where everyone feels safe, seen, and supported. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on mental health and well-being.